Hi friends, welcome to Andy Bricks. Feels like I've been away for a while. I had some disruptions in my life, and as well as the cats had attacked my hands ferociously, and I'd absolutely scuffed the heck out of one finger at work, so I had wounds all over my hands, which put me off for a few weeks, as well as something else I'll talk about. But we are looking at the V-19 Torrent Starfighter set 75432, 567 pieces, and a standard ballpark figure for us here in New Zealand at $110. We have always paid 20 cents plus a brick for Star Wars sets, so we're not too bad here. Now, I know there is a big boycott going on at the moment about Star Wars at Lego, and it's about the price for a lot of people. I'd say that's what it is all about for everyone. For sure the sets are getting smaller, but you know, it still says that there's that amount of bricks. If they're making their bricks smaller, then, you know, getting more smaller bricks into sets, then, you know, good on them. You know, this is a fair set. It looks a little bit stubby, but we've got to remember there's set 9 plus. You know, I'm not sure if someone younger could do it. I think they could, but it's more of a toy than what we used to get. So I was very fortunate. Now, I think this happened before I had my channel running, and I'm not sure. This could have been in one of my haul videos. I have never built it. I paid $200 for it. I think it was about $100 when it came out in 2009. It was the first time we had a pilot, which they'd just got wrong, and I'll show you how. But there was lots of gaps in this, but it was a fantastic thing because as you move the wings, they'd all move together and the landing gear would drop down. Now, I thought this was close to minifig scale, but actually it still could be. I did count the studs along the wings, and you know, the new set might be short by about that much. So, you know, which would equal for down here as well. So, you know, that wing might be down here somewhere. Just the bottom bits of them were cut off. But yeah, let's face it, the minifigs is what made me buy this new set. But I did want to build one of these, and there's our pilot. Just there, see the back of his helmet's got the fin on it still. That actually doesn't happen, and 25 years into Star Wars Lego, they finally made something that looks close to what it should be. Now, some people aren't happy with it, and I don't know if that's the lack of detail around the back of him, where pipes would go into his helmet and stuff, but I think they've done a better job than what we used to get, which was just a clone pilot, one of these guys, just with a yellow print on the top of his, on the top here. So it was all the same except for that print there. And yeah, Lego thought that was okay, but you know, they've obviously gone back 25 years later, you know. Mind you, it took till 2009, so it's 10 years into making Star Wars sets that we got our first pilot, when really we should have had him back in 2002. I think we had our first vehicles that needed a pilot, which was the Republic gunship from that era, '02, and a fantastic set, but I don't have it. But yeah, so the minifigs was a draw on here. The pilot and Obi-Wan, really. But yeah, I wanted to build a Torrent, and this was the best way. As I looked up the set here that I paid $200 for, and it's now selling for $600 or so, maybe a little bit less. I've got a couple of creases in this box, but yeah, you know, I'd be happy to get double my money for it, you know. I think these prices are just ridiculous on the aftermarket, you know. Hence the reason why maybe Lego are putting out sets that, you know, they've very rarely done. Now, I did make a little stand for this to get it upright, because Lego didn't give us anything to display it, and I wanted to have it in flight mode for my video. So what a great shape, what a great shape. So I just put a couple of those on. It's you know, anti studs on that side, and then, you know, anti studs on that side. So yeah, you guys know what I'm doing. And yeah, now this has been sitting here for some time. Maybe a month and a half, maybe more, and it hasn't fallen down once, and that's with the cat jumping up here a few times and getting knocked around. But yeah, minifigs are the draw. So we have the best Obi-Wan Kenobi that we've ever had in the history of Obi-Wan Kenobi. He comes with fantastic arm printing. Let me just bring some light in over here. So nice arm printing there, and stellar arm printing on this side, and a fantastic leg and torso face as well. The hair bit I think is the same as what we've got, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're updated. You go and look at parts, you know, Lego. I'm always on Brickset and looking at bits and pieces and stuff, and it's interesting that, you know, how often they update parts and stuff. Now here we have an original Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars, which is what we have here, Clone Wars vehicle, and these are Clone Wars characters that come with the set. But yeah, this is what we used to get for Obi. Look at those eyes. I didn't like these to start with, but I've grown to love them. I have. Now I was fortunate enough. Did I not bring it in? Anakin's. So we've had two Clone Wars. So there was one in early 2005 maybe, or even before that possibly, which was a couple of series, two series, and it was a cartoon that was the Clone Wars. Now they've put out one set from there, and it had a Ventress in it. It was Anakin's modified Starfighter. I've built it once and never put the stickers on it, but that was before I had a channel, so I've just got it out to get Ventress out of there, because I had a look at the Clone Wars and I couldn't see any printing on her head in that cartoon. Now this is the first Clone Wars cartoon, so if you guys know what I'm talking about, she is sort of black and whitish, and this is it. Now I've seen people going, oh, so glad that we got Ventress's lightsaber blades, you know, like as if Lego would not do them. Or it's possible that they wouldn't, but I'd be highly disgusted if they didn't, because we've had two other Ventresses. So this is four that we've had now, with this little girl here and this one here, and then Before that, we had a Ventress. I should have looked up this. Let me just have a quick look through this. Unless she's on the front or the back. And she isn't. But VVV. That's a bad index. Goes through the movies opposed to ABC. Okay, so V, Ventress. Oh, it's a Sage Ventress, sorry. I'm looking at V and it's an A. Sage. Sage Ventress, 73. So we got one when they were still doing Clone Wars sets, and it was the Sith Night Speeder. Oh look, we've got her in here, but I actually thought it was a bigger picture and of that there. So we got this Asajj in the Night Speeder set 7957. I'm not sure what year that was. It might have been about 2002 possibly. I mean 2012 or 2011 even. And there was one before that in 2008 in a gunship and a Comic-Con collection of 3 minifigures in a box, which was, you know, impossible to get. There was like 100 of them or something that they give away. You know, you go on a raffle or something, which is just ridiculous, really. And it puts the price of those things out of range. But the minifigs in those little containers came in sets. So she looked very much like that, except she had a dress on. How am I missing that now? So yeah, and the blue, I thought she had a red in the middle, but maybe not. Anyhow, she looked very similar to that and was in 2008. I'm sure it was a gunship. It might have been a Walker actually. It might have been an AT-AT. No, sorry, ATTE. Oh, there's so many numbers everywhere. Here's a little look at that pilot. So, see what I mean by the fin. So we'll look at the pilot. I actually love this one, just because, you know, it's more like what it should be, and he doesn't have any fin. And at the back there's some pipes go into the back of his head on the, you know, in-universe helmet, and possibly other toys, but Lego have failed to leave it out, and I think it's fine to not be there because you don't attach it to anything. But a great minifigure all the same. And we have the what we now call the clone variant for modern clone minifigs. Tim Morrison look-alike apparently there. And Ventress, who I was so happy to get. She's got her wrappings on from her feet up there, printed at the top, not dual molded, but that's alright, except they miss it on one side a little bit, and not much through the middle, nothing in fact, and then more wraps, and I love the head on this. I love it. It's great. I'm happy with no pupils because, you know, she didn't have. I don't think she has pupils in this movie either, but she does in the Clone Wars ones. As you saw, you know, they're much like these eyes here, which is what they used to do for the Clone Wars. They just try to make it look like the cartoon. But yeah, that was that. I'll just stick Obi's blade back in his hand. So I was looking at this thinking, is this closer to minifig scale than... Oh, don't do that. What? I don't know. I just had this working proper. I don't know why it does that. Jumps back. It's just so silly. I can't find anything in there to stop it doing that, you know, within the settings. So I looked at the V-19 on Wikipedia, and the height of this vehicle is 9 meters high. Now, if an average person is 1.7 to 1.8 meters high, that's about, you know, 5 or so people to come up to 9 meters. So I stacked a few minifigs together, and there we have it. That's 5 minifigs. You know, granted they're missing their hairpiece, so, but that's about as tall as, you know, if these are 1.7 to 1.8 meters tall each one, we get to close to 9 meters. And yeah, I was quite surprised. Now, that was the only calculation I did. Everything else is in feet. Oh, the width was, does it say 26 meters? So yeah, that probably won't work out. It could do. No, I don't think it would. Oh, yeah. Let's get into it. So yeah, I think this could be closer to minifig scale than our first one. But it just looks a bit funny because of the width of these wings. But for the first time we get the right coloured cockpit. This is only the second time I've made it, so good on them. And the shaping through these engines, this is a little bit sharp, but it's closer to what we got than ever. And the gun setup is pretty spot on, really. We get shooters on the end there. So yeah, I'm not going to fire them off because they're a little bit funny. But I think the bottom engine was a little bit small, but it works. And like I say, it's more of a play thing than anything else. But this looks more like in universe than the last set. Now the last set had big openings through here. The engines were all wrong. It did have landing gear, but it also had a huge opening gap at the back of this cockpit piece here. Now we do get a this here. I'll just pull it out. Is it going to support itself? A nice little panel for the pilot to look at. Yeah, it looks nice. I'm happy with that. It's a sticker, and yeah, I actually thought it had Ventress's ship on it, but I think it's Anakin's fighter that... Now I won't be able to get that back in there. Anakin's modified, custom modified Starfighter. So we just, there it is in there, a little bit hard to see. And the seating, very nice. And this clip here, and this piece through under here is what it just snaps onto this little piece here, that rod there, and that's it. But this actually looks not bad folded up as well in, you know, landed position. It's it does the job. It really does. Now this set here is 400 grams, almost 450 grams of bricks less than the other one we got. So yeah, it's quite a bit more in it, but the wings are bigger pieces and that, but a very swishable, you know, you can fly around this all day if you're wanted to, or if you're a child, you know, or whatever, you know. You don't have to be a child, you know. I swish this around to, you know, fly it, see what it's like. Like I say, it's one of my favourite sets or ships from the Clone Wars era there, and yeah, it's really nice seeing them coming into Venators, you know, and the wings all fold up, or when they're taking off. And yeah, it's just I'm so glad that they did this set. Boycott or not, I've managed to get a couple. I think I got 3 of the new sets. What did I get? Oh yes, I got this, the new Slave 1, Django Slave 1, and that just made me wish I'd got Boba Fett's Slave 1 that came out before that one, you know, a small model. And I also got the Hot Rod Snow Speeder. I just had to. It looks so cool. And yeah, I was actually disgusted to see here we go. So I would have liked to get this, but check out his binoculars. Why have we gone to the Earthbound binocular instead of the Star Wars binocular that we used to get? Is that the end of the Star Wars binocular? I'm absolutely shocked that it is. And I would like to get these minifigs here, but this tank is the same price as the tank I brought back in 2010. And, you know, I think Jang Bricks gives us the fairest review, but it starts to come to pieces on him as well. And yeah, just about every review, that set falls to pieces. So I actually wonder how this became a toy and on shelves. You know, were they testing it with their eyes closed? Now I would rather spend my money on that thing there, but I don't want those minifigs. And, you know, even though we get those 2 cool characters there, which I think go with these guys here, which makes 2 great sets. But yeah, $265. This has got 900 bricks in it, and I think that's a little bit less. But yeah, just the prices are just a little bit too much for what we're getting. And I have lost some income, which used to be my Star Wars, Lego, any Lego or anything that I would buy, you know, extra. I've lost $180 out of my income a week, and it hurts. And then this is another reason why I stopped doing videos for a while. We got told that we had 5 weeks to get out of our property, and we got nowhere to go, and you know, yeah, it's just sad. But yeah, I think things are going to get sadder than that. I think it's going to go crazy soon. So I thought I'd keep doing videos, even though I sort of lost my love there for a little bit, for a few weeks. But I still want to keep doing it, and I've got so much stuff that I can show you guys that, you know, I don't have to spend any money on it, or if I do, I'm quite happy to sell things, you know. Yeah, that's, you know, I've got so much unopened Lego I could possibly review or sell that to buy new stuff. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, the 75432 Torrent, V-19 Torrent, absolutely fantastic. A great little set. If you didn't get the first one, I would recommend you pick this up. If, you know, if that's what you're into. Oh, yeah, there's only one stud on one side holding that stand on, so that's why it keeps wanting to drop away. But yeah, there we go, that's that. Yes. Fun. But yeah, like I say, you know, I really wanted to have a look at the new pilot helmet, you know, in hand, and I'm very happy to have this variant of Obi-Wan, as I don't know if it can get any better. Maybe dual molded legs. Whether it work or not, I'm not sure. You might not even need them, but yeah, a great little set to have if you are wanting a V-19 Torrent and don't want to spend $600 on a new old one. I don't even know what it's worth second hand. I didn't look at that, but I'm sure, you know, there'd be good second hand ones out there if you wanted one. But this is fine, it really is, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And people, you know, I've seen comparisons saying how tiny this is compared to the other one, but yeah, was the other one closer to minifig scale? I don't think it was. So yeah, this is not a bad thing to have. As fat as the wings look, it's okay. I'm very happy with it. 5 stickers across the set. We have the stripes there, the display panel, that one there, another one, 6, and the 2 engines at the front. Yeah, very happy with this, and it was a really nice set to put together. It really was. Fast, you know, went together pretty fast, but yeah, just nice to have that shape in your hand, you know. It's a great thing. So yeah, there we go, and I think it's about that for that. So thanks for watching, guys, and sorry I've been away for so long. I don't know how long I'll be here, for that matter, but I'm gonna try and keep going up until that point. And yeah, Andy Bricks out. Stay safe, guys, and peace to you all. And yeah, keep loving Lego.